My name's Nikki James and this is TimbrÉ Cafe. It's a not-for-profit community cafe in Bondi Junction that we have started just recently to help young people train in hospitality and also to raise money for some projects that we run overseas.
It's been 5 hard months of preparation for Sydney's first non-profit cafe, and today a team of volunteers prepare for the final push.
And what is this all for?
For our opening tonight, I believe. These are mini cheesecakes, so they're part of the dessert menu, which is very exciting. We've got, I think, like 500 of them in this little fridge behind me. It's very exciting.
Yes. It does present its challenges. We've done this completely self-funded, so we haven't had any kind of grant funding or anything like that. So it is not for profit, but it is a commercial model. So people come in and pay for their food, the staff get paid, all of that sort of thing. So it's just that instead of the profit going towards someone in someone's pocket, the profit goes towards all of the social aspects. So we have a training program with young people living in out-of-home care. So some money goes into kind of spending time training them and their products and stuff to train them. And then any profit that we do raise above and beyond that then goes to the projects overseas. So instead of kind of trying to save money so that the money goes into someone's pocket, we're trying to use the money wisely at every stage of the game.
Great. This charity meets business model is known as social enterprise, and Aaron Tate is Australia's leading expert on the idea. As the executive director of Spark International, he has helped launch social enterprises in Australia as well as in some of the poorest places on the planet.
So the term entrepreneur means to undertake, to do something differently. A business person opens a similar idea from what other people are doing, an entrepreneur opens something entirely new. So just like a business entrepreneur does that in a market sense, a social entrepreneur is identifying a social challenge and coming up with a new idea to fix that social challenge. Australia is perhaps 10 years behind, say, the United States or the UK on this. Over there it's a very common term and there's a lot of social enterprises and social entrepreneurs around. It's really exciting to see it starting to grow in Australia. People saying, you know what, I can start a business that can have great social outcomes and can actually change things.
Slavery outlawed, check. Extreme poverty eradicated, not even close yet.
Like many young Australians, Tate feels like charities have not done enough to address the world's problems. As a result, he regards his social entrepreneurs as revolutionaries with business plans. By uniting our everyday business with social good, is it possible that social enterprise could have more impact than traditional non-profits?
But my first thoughts when I heard about TimbrÉ, really cool idea. I think like we live in such a globalized world, and like we have access to so much information and communities and technology and friends globally, but like in a way we're more dislocated from poverty than ever. We want to have our food, and we want to have our food in a nice kind of environment, and then we want to feel like we're socially engaged, but we don't want those worlds to kind of coalesce, and I think enterprises like this really do that in a cool way.
Yeah, cool. I guess from an Oxfam perspective, as a huge aid organisation and charity, how do you feel when people who are involved in the social enterprise sector talk about social enterprise in a way that it's like a silver bullet or it's like a final solution to end extreme poverty?
Yeah.
And I guess kind of what is the charity perspective on that?
Yeah, I think we've had a few silver bullets over the last decade. Like a few things have come along, and this is it. This will solve global poverty, whether it's like cancelling debt or whether it's like huge youth movements or whether it's social enterprise or microfinance. And sometimes I think that we can put all of our eggs in that one basket, and then when it doesn't work, or when that campaign kind of turns out to not be exactly what I thought it was, and then people can lose heart, and the cause seems to be lost. And I think that we need to look at the sector and go, well, these are all really incredible initiatives, whether it's a cafe employing kids that need a help up, or whether it's microfinance stuff that wants to look at how they can support people in other communities to support themselves. I think they're all really valid and great kind of causes and ideas, but they need to be seen as the whole. Yeah, cool.
Social enterprises are popping up across the nation, from toilet paper companies that build toilets to pop culture magazines that support local art. At Timber, Nikki's first customers may not know that their morning coffee is funding a community project in Tanzania. Others may miss the hint that their barista probably came from Bondi Youth Accommodation. Whether they know it or not, they are participating in a social justice and business experiment. If Timber works, social enterprise could play a huge role in the way Australians change the world. Whether we fight global poverty or battle youth homelessness, the best weapon may not lie too far away. In fact, it might already be in your hand. Nishan David, Source Online.